Okay, so now we're going to look at what are called half-angle formulas. So we know we have a reduction formula. So I'm going to start with sine squared theta equals 1 minus cosine 2 theta over 2. That's the reduction formula that we have for sine. And I'm just going to do this with sine on this one. But let's say, you don't want this to be a 2 theta. You want it to just be like an angle because maybe you know something about the angle and so you want to work with that. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a new situation. We're going to say sine squared, but I'm not going to have theta. I'm going to use alpha over 2. And then what happens when I apply the reduction formula, I get 1 minus cosine. It's going to be 2 times alpha over 2, because that's like my theta, right? All over 2. So then I have sine squared alpha over 2 equals 1 minus cosine, and then those 2's cancel, so I just have alpha over 2. So now I don't have like a double angle thing going on for cosine. It's just cosine alpha. I can put that in parentheses too. Okay, I like it better with the parentheses. Now, I have a sine squared on the left. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the square root of both sides. We've done that before. We'll just put in the plus or minus. So I get sine alpha over 2 equals plus or minus. And then it's going to look like this, 1 minus cosine alpha over 2. Now, they leave it in terms of alpha. A lot of times you'll see it in terms of theta, but that's okay. So this is called a half-angle formula. And it's called a half-angle formula because you see here, you have the angle being cut in half. Okay, some angle, alpha. All right, so you could do a similar thing for cosine. So cosine alpha over 2 is going to equal plus or minus the square root of 1 plus cosine alpha over 2. Now notice that that square root symbol is coming all the way down over, the denominator as well. It's all under there. Okay, so there's the cosine half-angle formula. And then the tangent, you could think about finding that, but tangent alpha over 2, you could take sine over cosine, and you're going to get plus or minus the square root of 1 minus cosine alpha over 1 plus cosine alpha. But they have 2 other alternate forms for tangent alpha over 2. And one of them is sine alpha over 1 plus cosine alpha. And the other one is 1 minus cosine alpha over sine alpha. And I wasn't going to go through the derivation of those. I don't think they're in the textbook. I don't see them. But those are like alternate forms here. So you could use any of the 3 forms. It depends on what you're doing and what you want. Okay? So all of these for tangent alpha over 2. And these are called half-angle formulas.